How do I decide what kind of school to send my kids to? It's a question every parent has had to ask themselves and pray through, and we are going to be talking about it today here on our Instagram. Number one, every parent must come to the realization that they are the primary disciple makers of their kids. They have a God-given role that cannot be outsourced, that they have a voice and a place in their kids' life that cannot be delegated to a school, to a teacher, to an institution, and that it is our job to be an example of what it looks like to walk with Jesus, to have a kingdom perspective, and to show our kids what it's like to be his disciple. Number two, we have to remember that we also can't shelter them from the world forever. In age-appropriate ways and in age-appropriate times, we must bring our kids to an understanding of the worldviews, the behaviors that may oppose a Christian worldview, and help them navigate that when it's time. Additionally, once we've kind of gotten those two foundational truths in place, we should ask God, we should pray, Lord, what is your desire for this child, for this school year, for this season of their lives? And even consider your own desires. Do you desire to homeschool? That might be God desiring his desires through you. Do you desire private school or public school? Those also could be indicators that that's where God wants you. But if there is that tug on your heart that God may be leading you to something else, ask wise counsel. Consider what he has placed in your life. Psalm 16 says, "The boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places." So sometimes when we have a limitation of time, maybe we don't have the time to homeschool, or finances, maybe we can't finance public school, that might be a limitation for us to realize that maybe we have areas where we need to trust God. And maybe that's a boundary that you believe that God is asking you to push past, that he's saying, I'm going to make a way for you financially, or I'm going to make a way with your time. But each person and each couple individually, each set of parents should pray and ask the Lord for their leading for each child for that school year, and do everything they can to obey his voice.